What's good? Welcome in. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in. Greatly appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day. A lot to touch on today's edition of the 49ers Report. First, though, it is sponsored and presented by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. If you have a business out there, you want to put together a cast of employees that has your roster at work looking as strong as the 49ers roster put together by John Lynch, post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. We'll tell you more about them coming up here in just a few moments. So we start off with this. San Francisco on a Tuesday signing a quarterback to their practice squad. They have also signed a pretty intriguing wide receiver who we'll talk about coming up here down the road. But Jacob Eason being named and signed to the practice squad, the corresponding roster move. Kurt Benkert, the other quarterback, has been released from the practice squad. And a little bit of a background on Jacob Eason. Still young, 24 years old, coming out of high school. He was highly touted as arguably the best quarterback prospect coming out of the high school ranks. Originally committed to Georgia, went there, transferred to Washington. That's where he finished his college career. And this is a guy who has great size, 6'6", 231 with a strong arm, but hasn't really carved out a huge role in the National Football League. Really his best trait, it's a strong arm. Other than that, he's lacking in other areas. But because of those intangibles and that athletic ability, he was a fourth-round pick from the Indianapolis Colts back in the 2020 NFL Draft. Has played sparingly throughout his career. He did spend some time with the Seattle Seahawks, as you see with the picture behind the graphic. 5 of 10 throughout his career. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 84 yards with a quarterback rating abysmal, 39.2. But again, hasn't played much throughout his NFL career. Jacob Eason, how about this? You've played and spent time with the Seattle Seahawks. Give Kyle Shanahan and the crew some intel on the Sea Chickens, especially ahead of the 49ers meeting them on Thursday Night Football, which could decide the NFC West in a couple of weeks. But he's been with the Indianapolis Colts, got drafted out of the 4th round, 2021 with the Seattle Seahawks, 2022 with the Carolina Panthers, and now he has been signed to the Niners practice squad. And I had a feeling that San Francisco was going to sign a quarterback because Kurt Benkert, who was the other quarterback on the practice squad, had tweeted that his time in San Francisco is coming to an end. And he has been on a long journey throughout his football life. Started off at East Carolina, then went to Virginia, went undrafted in the 2018 NFL Draft, was with the Atlanta Falcons from 2018 to 2020, Green Bay Packers last year and this year in the practice squad, and he did break the news himself. So if he doesn't have a future as a quarterback, maybe he'll be a newsbreaker for himself. He said, I've been released by the Niners, really enjoyed this stint in Santa Clara. The journey continues. Now, we are breaking all of this down because when news happens, we bring you the best, most deep analysis among all 49er channels out there, and we involve you, the subscribers, our viewers, more so than anybody because we absolutely love the faithful. So if you're subscribed and you have your notifications on, I want you to let us know by typing me. We're going to show you some love back in the comment section because those of you who do subscribe and have your noties on, it allows us to make this the best Niners channel out there and give you videos every single day. Field Yates also with this as San Francisco not only signed Jacob Eason, they signed a wide receiver, Dazz Newsome, to their practice squad. Late round pick out of UNC. They placed Tajay Sharp on the practice squad and the injured list and released quarterback Kurt Benkert, as we said. And Dazz Newsome is somewhat intriguing, okay? So he gets drafted by the Chicago Bears and did not play well at all 2 years ago. 3 games played, 5 targets, 2 catches, 23 yards. This year, he was kind of a surprise cut candidate for Chicago, considering where he was drafted in the 6th round of the 2021 NFL Draft out of UNC. And when he was playing in college, this is a guy who had a lot of speed, has return ability. So I don't expect him, unless an injury happens, to crack this 49ers active roster. But if Ray McCloud were to go down at any point, Dazz Newsom could be that return guy to fill in his shoes. Obviously, you have to plan for the future. Dazz Newsom does have some return ability and that elite speed, but the hands not consistent enough. Today's show, it is presented by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. We're coming to the end of the calendar year, which is crazy to think about. And if you're running a business out there, regardless of the size of it, you want to finish the year strong. You can post your job for free at LinkedIn linkedin.com/NFL daily. And these days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates out there. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster and for free. We've been using LinkedIn Talent Solutions for a really long time, and that's why when I was hired back in March of 2021, I was the 8th employee hired. And we've been able to grow our staff with some really bright, intelligent, hardworking people because we found the right candidates thanks to LinkedIn Jobs and LinkedIn Talent Solutions. You can add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring, because when people are on LinkedIn, they'll see that very visible to the eye with that purple hiring frame and be attracted to your job posting. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so that you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL daily. Terms and conditions apply. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. If you want to know more about the Chat Sports path as a company, just hit me up, man. It's a pretty fascinating one. Now we shift gears and pivot to some 49ers injury news, and some of this pretty important. Danny Gray going to be day-to-day with an ankle injury. He actually suffered that ankle injury in the lead-up to that primetime game the other night. Eric Armstead does have a chance to play on Monday Night Football against the Arizona Cardinals. He's been dealing with a slight fracture in his foot. He is so good against the rush. So if you get him back, it just boosts your defensive presence against the ground game. And is Dre Greenlaw going to get suspended for that hit on Justin Herbert on Sunday night? I don't think so. I've aired my frustrations and my thoughts on that hit. Jimmy Ward hit Justin Herbert into Dre Greenlaw. That's why there was helmet-to-helmet contact. But Kyle Shanahan was asked about the Greenlaw suspension, and he said this: I haven't talked to anyone, but yeah, I'm not expecting him to get suspended, but I don't know. I just finished with the players and really came right into here. But yeah, I'd be very surprised if he was. Dre, I don't know. I feel like he's almost a first-time offender. It is not something he's done much, and I think he's been pretty good at that stuff. So that's why it would surprise me. So I kind of side with Kyle Shanahan here. I don't expect Dre Greenlaw to get suspended, nor do I think he should be. I think that that type of call should be reviewed, and the officiating crew should have seen that Jimmy Ward hit Justin Herbert into Dre Greenlaw, and you can't expect him to just pull up going full speed in an instant like that. What do you think about the call? A lot of people talked about it during our watch party the other night, but was it the right call to eject Dre Greenlaw? C for correct, W for wrong. Once again, sound off. Join the conversation and interact with everybody else down in the comment section right now. So going back to that primetime game, Monday Night Football in Mexico City. San Francisco will play the Arizona Cardinals as the road team, and the game is going to take place at Estadio Azteca, an iconic soccer stadium, one of the more revered soccer venues in the entire world. Why? Great atmosphere and a stadium capacity of nearly 90,000 people. I think this is awesome that San Francisco is the road team for a couple of reasons. They don't get a home game taken away from their schedule. They get to be the road team against Arizona, but it's going to be a home away from home game because the San Francisco 49ers have a worldwide fan base. The Arizona Cardinals do not. San Francisco has a large Spanish following, especially in Mexico and Mexico City. It's going to be a very cool atmosphere. Make sure you tune in for our watch party on Monday night. As for the Niners' practice plans this week, higher elevation in Mexico City. So when you're playing football, you have to prepare for that. And San Francisco will practice at Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs to prepare for elevation change. Kyle Shanahan was asked about that tactic and that plan. Here's what he had to say, and it's actually pretty smart. Just talking to a few other teams who've done it before, then having all of our guys here, starting with the head of player and health performance, Ben Peterson, just research the science of the elevation change and give us the recommendation of what they thought helped the most. And they thought getting there earlier, getting acclimated to it earlier would help us. We're taking off Tuesday, so we've got 8 days with the extra day. We treated on Monday like a true Monday. We just finished reviewing all the game tape, just finished up with the players. Tomorrow will basically be an off day. We'll travel there. Then Wednesday will be a Tuesday. Then we'll be in a normal week that Thursday. And then we'll head to Mexico City on Sunday. So this is something that you have to prepare for because the weather is going to be a little bit warmer as compared to other climates where you could play in the middle of November, and then the elevation change can really zap some of your stamina. So that's why San Francisco will be practicing at Colorado Springs at Air Force Academy to prepare for that elevation change. And San Francisco, since Kyle Shanahan has been head coach, they've been top 10 in injury rate every year since 2017, so they have to be able to avoid further injuries. As for a Kyler Murray update, what's the latest on Kyler? Is he going to play on Monday night as we continue to kind of preview this game? Didn't play against the Rams. Colt McCoy got the start. He got hurt for a moment. So Trace McSorley, the former Penn State quarterback, came in to relieve him. Then Colt McCoy was able to finish out a victory against the Los Angeles Rams, who also played two of their backups, including John Wolford. So Cliff Kingsbury giving an update on Tuesday on Kyler Murray. We want to continue to progress him and see where things are. We're playing the 49ers. That's a defensive line that you better be full speed and be able to run against, move, and do the things that he can do. So we'll see how he feels Wednesday and try to go from there. In the last game, he wasn't able to really separate like he can when he gets in those open spaces, and that is a big weapon for him. And Kyler Murray, with the football in his hands, is a special weapon running the football. Now, he has struggled this year as a passer, and the entire Cardinals team has really had a precipitous drop from last year and the year before, considering the path and the trajectory that they were on as an offense. They just haven't been able to find a rhythm. And Kyler Murray has been injured pretty much every year that he's been in the NFL. And I want to sit here and say that if you take on Colt McCoy, that's a game that you should win easily. Well, last year we saw at Levi's Stadium when the Niners got off to that sluggish start, we were saying the same thing. Kyler Murray was out, Colt McCoy was in, and Colt McCoy kind of dominated San Francisco. Can't allow that to happen on Monday Night Football. Got to string together a third consecutive win. So with this game in Mexico City, Monday Night Football, join our watch party. Who you got? SF for the Niners, ARI for the Arizona Cardinals. Get those predictions in. And as always, thanks for watching the show.